Yo, yo, yo. What up? Oh, I forgot I never changed this. Hold up. Let me put this down. Yo, I forgot I had that up from last stream. Yo. Oh, man. It scared me for a second. I was like, yo, what the heck? Man, that's just... I need to look up the artist. Yo. They had some other cool art. But yo, hello, everyone. Seku-Senpai here. Let me lower my mic. I feel like it's, like, loud. There we go. Hello, people. Seku-Senpai here. We're back for some more Umineko When They Cry. Episode 6. Yeah. Dawn of the... Yeah. Yo, what up, Victor? Yo, I legit forgot that. I was like, yo, what the heck? What's up in my chat for a second? It's like, oh, death. Oh, man. Yo, let's get this game going. Let's get it going today. I have nothing else to say in this introduction right here. Other than I'm ready for this. I should put a fan on because now it's suddenly getting warm in here. I don't understand this weather. This weather has just been trash lately. It's been hot. Like all of July, it's been hot. And then August starts, it's hot. And then the temperature went down. Like the past few days, it's been in the 70s. And I've been like, oh, let's put on one fan or don't put on no fan because it's been cool and stuff. And it's been cool the past few days. And now it's getting hot all of a sudden. Like, what is the temperature in here? Dang it, my other fan's not around. But whatever, it is what it is. I'm surviving still. Let's switch screens. I don't want to change my background for that soon. But yeah, let's get this going. As we go back to, I think we're going back to that room. Yeah, I think so. Because I know last time we ended it, they'd be ending these parts really well though. I liked it. I like being left off on a cliffhanger. We were going to watch George, Shannon, Cannon, Jessica, and Beatrice do that trial thing, that love trial and whatnot. What was that? What happened? What was that? Why did it show my whole desktop? Pretty cool there too? Dang. I just would like it if the weather was just consistent. That's what I like consistency. If it's going to be hot, stay hot. If it's going to be cold, be cold. If you want to be in between. But don't be changing every other day. Stop. Before I get copyrighted. I hate when it just... Oh, let me make sure my audio is good, actually. Let me hold up. Because y'all can't hear anything on the game. Or can you? Oh, no, I already have that set up? What? Past Seku was already on top of that? Jeez. I guess I'm just doing my thing. Not even realizing it. Can I click? Okay. Because I know yesterday just... Hold up, y'all. Let me clean off my mic for... Okay, there we go. I don't know, it's in my peripheral vision, it just bothers me. Come on! Load! The game. Okay, let me stop joking around. Yeah, what is happening right now? Where are we at right now? We're back in the locked room, or is this somewhere else? No, we're back with Erika. Oh, boy. Man. Alaska's probably... Yo, facts. You know, I don't mind cold weather, to be honest. Like, it's like, you just put on more covers and stuff, you know? As long as it's not like, I don't know, like, not like Antarctica. Well, it kind of gets cold in Alaska, too. I don't know. Erika had returned to the room that had been given to her on the second floor of the guest house. The next room over was empty. It was very quiet there. Erika over here, I can't get over how last episode, she literally told everyone, I kept my ear to the wall all night. Like, Erika over here, even pressing her ear against the wall wouldn't enable her to listen in on the voices in the cousin's room. Even with hearing power boosted by the detective's authority, it would probably be impossible to make out anything. This room was the farthest down the hall, a long ways away from the cousin's room.
前回は私の部屋はいとこ部屋の隣だったのに。なるほど。今回は私の部屋を
Yep. Yo, Battler said, nah, we're not having you do some weird stuff like that. Some weird stuff. 100%.
ゲームマスター権限で許された範囲の初期配置の変更です。妥当な初手かと。
It is perhaps a quite reasonable first move.
まあ、その方が私もいいです。あのクソガキどものトランプで遊ぶ黄色い声なんて聞きたくもありませんから。
Yeah, I got nothing to say for that either, Eleanor. Yo, like, it's just like, this whole time, Erika had been sitting at the desk, working at something. Yeah, what is she doing? She's preparing some of those duct tape seals from before. She had asked Kumasawa for the stickiest tape available. She drew a complicated, unforgeable signature on it with a permanent marker, then added slits through it. By sticking this over a place that she wanted to prove had remained closed, she could create a powerful seal equal in strength to the Red Truth. Those menacing seals had cornered Natsuki so thoroughly in the previous game. Poor Natsuki last time. I can't forget that Natsuki was like on the chopping block.
いかがしましたか？やられました。パトラめ。周到ですね。
Yep. Okay, what did he do? Erika shrugged and showed the piece of duct tape she had cut off to Delanour. By sight alone, Delanour couldn't tell what had annoyed Erika. However, as soon as she held the duct tape, she realized the difference right away.
これではダメです。ええ、粘着力ほとんどないです。
It's not sticky.
これじゃ赤き真実には
Even the stickiest isn't the stickiest. Even duct tape can be of low quality, and it sometimes gets weaker with age. The tape Kumasawa had found was a bit too weak, even for normal use. It wasn't nearly sticky enough to be used as a detective seal.
きれいに剥がすことが可能です。これでは封印を示す証拠にはなり得ません。バトラもそこまで見下げ果てたほど無能じゃないってことですね。
Valor isn't as totally incompetent as I thought.
おそらくゲームマスター権限でこの島のすべてのガムテープに干渉したんでしょう。
Letting Erika get her hands on duct tape gave her a fatal weapon to use against witches. The previous game had proven this fact. It did. And so, Battler had removed that weapon from the entire mansion.
おそらくガムテープに代わる品もすべて干渉を受けているに違いないです。ですね。
That dude Battler thinking ahead strategically.
おかげでこの冷たい雨の中、みっともない姿で外壁を這い回らなくて済みますから。
Yo, I am looking forward to reading the manga when I go after this, because after that time someone said, yo, they actually showed Erika climbing the wall in the manga. Yo, that is a sight to see. Erika tossed the duct tape aside and flopped, spread-eagled onto the bed. Let's check out some pages of the manga.
事件が起こるのをパイプ吹かして悠然と待つのも探偵のたしなみですし。
Puffing on a pipe while waiting calmly for a crime to occur.
どうせ第一の番が発覚するまで出番ないんですから。どこかに姿消して一服でもしてたらどうですか？私の顔なんか見てても疲れるだけでしょうし。
Even she knows. Yeah, I know that Delano don't smoke. Oh.
そうですか。
Yeah, what?
私は吸いたいです。出演者たちが歌うほどの気分を爽快にさせる効果があるならの話ですが。
I don't know. I mean, you see them coughing afterwards, so.
そう見えます？
Erika answered lazily, still looking up at the ceiling. That in itself was half an answer. The silence between the two was filled by the sound of the wind and rain. It was so quiet that it was hard not to listen to the ticking of the clock. And they have had that ticking going on the whole time. This time passing, so.
お尋ねしてもよろしいですか？内容によります。
Oh, what's up?
ノーですが。
It's probably no. You didn't get to ask anything. She said, do you like mystery? No. Okay. Erika was probably bored as well. Or maybe the sound of the rain was making her sentimental. She assented, which was very unlike her.
なぜエリカ卿は魔法を嫌われるのです。さっきの下のマリアとのやりとりの件ですか?
Yeah, that childish argument. Like,
あんなの子供騙しの
only
くだらない手品
Erika,
です。
out of anyone in the cast of this game, this whole storyline would, like, argue with Maria about this.
誰だって分かって
Go
い
this
ま
far
す。
to argue.
ああ
Like,
までして幻想を打ち砕く必要があったのですか?
at least from what I've seen so
私
far.
には分からないです。
Yo, honestly, I have no idea. Yo, I just like how I just put random character names and just people just vote and they don't even know what. Yo, what's up? Mi ba dada. Yo, what's up? Hello, welcome. I guess it's kind of like which character you like more. I guess that's what the general like idea of it. It had been a childish fight. Yeah, it's been childish right here. What happened to my mouse? There we go. Erika didn't need Delnor to tell her that.
自称知的蹂躙者としましては、魔法なんてもので真実をうやむやにすることが許せないわけです。それを暴くことに優越を感じられているということですか? 私には他の感情が感じられます。他の感情?
What was that? Well, I am a self-proclaimed intellectual. Okay, Erika. Okay, can't stand having magic confuse the truth, so you get pleasure from exposing that. Okay.
何です? 優越というよりは、もっと何か別の負の感情を感じます。やっぱりあんたはただの殺人人形です。その目も節穴みたいですね。失礼しました。許してほしいです。
Erika rolled over grumpily, turning her back to Delnor. Because of this, Delnor couldn't see her expression. Even so, for some reason she could guess that this completely unobserved expression was one of pain. Interpreting this to mean that Erika wanted her to go away, Delnor gave a bow and made to leave. Then Erika suddenly spoke. The words came so far out of the blue that Delnor doubted her ears, and she had to ask Erika to say it again.
今、何とおっしゃいましたか?
What's up?
あなたのことが好きです。
Confession? What? It was really out of the blue. That is out of the blue. What? Random confession right there. Delnor wanted to discern what Erika really meant, but the latter still had her back turned, and her face was out of sight.
ありがとうございます。
I guess that's the best answer to give.
以前は
Thanks.
別の子と付き合っていましたが、今は完全に切れています。周りの人たちは僕たちを妬んでありもしないことを言いますが、気にしないでください。
She's like, okay.
生涯のすべてを捧げるから、君も俺にすべてを捧げてほしい。二人で一緒に幸せ。
That's kind of out the blue, for real. Like, Delnor avoided asking what she was talking about and stood there in silence. For a while, Erika kept on speaking in that dull and emotionless tone, repeating sloppy phrases that might have popped up in some shoujo manga. Then, unexpectedly, she once again followed up with a complete non-sequitur. New wallet. Of course, she had no idea what Erika was saying. However, with her back still to Delnor, Erika kept on saying disconnected words. He made her cry. He made her too much curry. he started going to theater practice more often. He started folding paper towels differently. Thanks, I've already eaten. He knew more than before about cosmetics. Sorry, I was sleeping. The toilet seat was left down. He spent the night over at his stage friend's place. Me and my acting friends had a party here. Someone just left it behind. The drain and sink were cleaned out. There were receipts and point cards from places he didn't usually go. Okay. The muddy soles are evident that you went out on Monday when it was raining. It matches the strange symbol on the calendar. None of your theater friends have hair this long. Leading questions. How do you know the plot of a movie you haven't seen yet? Evidence, circumstantial evidence, observation, surveillance, tracking, tailing, information gathering, wiretapping, asking around, questioning. I found plenty of evidence that I loved you. I found plenty of evidence that you loved me. But I can't find any evidence that you haven't been cheating on me. Ooh. Interesting. Give it a risk. If you love me, then trust me. If you can't do that, then you don't love me anymore. How could I love someone like that? I'll treasure you for my life, but I want to do it well in theater just as much. You said you liked seeing me act, right? So why are you telling me to stop acting now? Why do I have to choose between you and acting? What's wrong with you? I'm seriously tired of this, alright? Look, if all we do is fight when we see each other, maybe we both need some time to cool off, okay? I need to concentrate for my next performance, okay? Anyway, one of my colleagues, she suddenly told us she won't be able to perform. I need to rewrite the script by tomorrow. I don't have time for this. You know what? If you really really find it that hard to trust me, we're through. Don't bother coming over again. Just go home. I don't love you anymore. Stop crying. God, you're obnoxious. Go kill yourself, you creep. Stop shouting, damn it. I've got neighbors. Just get the heck away from me and never come back. Wow. Ooh, that music was kind of fitting for that whole scene right there. Bum, bum, dun. Haha, okay. Without love, it cannot be seen. Huh. Okay. I follow that. Is nothing more than an illusion, one that no one except you can see, and one that even you can't never touch. Without love, humans would never need to see that fiction, because we can see it. We doubt, we suffer, we cry out loud. Yep. Yeah. Ooh, interesting. Seeing some insight on her thought process. Delano was suddenly thrust into the position of Erika's opponent in the witch's game she had once been a viewer or part of. Delano shared in the fragments of Erika's past, allowing her to grasp the full situation. I didn't want me to go back, but she had once challenged that man with, yeah. The board was reproduced in full inside their heads. The situation was one-sided. Erika's side had constructed a blue truth based on countless bits of circumstantial evidence, had turned all of those into pieces, and was already cornering the opponent. For some time, Delano thought in silence, and announced by her by-the-book response.
私が浮気している証拠の提出を要求します。
Okay.
青き真実で反論。構築に状況証拠、物的証拠を84点提出。青き真実で反論。今も愛し続けている状況証拠、物的証拠を6点提出です。グッド。青と青では相殺ですが、構築する駒の数が圧倒的ですね。
When both opponents meet with the blue, the decision is almost always based on which side has more pieces of evidence, regardless of the actual circumstances. I guess that would make sense because they would then have more, they would have more evidence in comparison to you. But, okay, this is especially true in the human world. So by the standard rules, Erika would win. Okay.
次なる手は攻守逆転を狙います。逆にエリカ卿が浮気をしていない証拠の提出を求めます。パーペチュアルチェック。お互いが同じ質問を無限連鎖する千日手となりますから禁じ手です。では証拠に現在もエリカ卿を愛していることを率直に表明します。赤き真実でないから無効です。
That stalker, man.
仮に赤かったとしてもそれ。
It's even worse when they're more so in denial of the fact. They're like, yo, you're stalking. No, I'm not. Yes, you are.
私に反論する手がなくなりますから。
Eleanor remained silent for a while. She responded quietly to Erika's moves, as Erika drew closer and closer to checkmate. Going back and forth. A stalemate is a forbidden move in the game of witches, since it means the ruin of the game. However, in chess, it also represents a draw. Because of this, it is a splendid final move that the weaker player can pull off if they are already unable to win outright. In this situation, Erika clearly had the advantage. It was natural that Eleanor, her opponent, would seek a stalemate to obtain a draw. However, that only worked in chess. In the game where witches fought over the truth, it was a forbidden move. So it was already checkmate from the very beginning. Eleanor had no way to turn the game around, but that meant that regardless of what the red truth had been, this game would be over. Okay. Interesting. Erika succeeded in crushing her opponent with the truth she had passed. She just... Okay, that her former boyfriend no longer loved her and was cheating on her. Her opponent had no way to argue back. After all, humans are not allowed to use... Yep, red truth. A splendid game, a splendid finish from a superior position. Regardless of the truth of her opponent, Erika would win. Could win. A splendid victory. Eleanor could only respond in silence. And with that, Erika spoke no more. She was probably done talking and wanted Eleanor to leave. Eleanor understood this, but even so, she wanted to tell Erika just one thing before leaving. 見事なゲームです、エリカ卿。Okay, hey. Sportsmanship, that's nice.
当然ですから。あなたはベルンカステル卿の駒になる以前から実に見事な青き真実の使い手です。しかし、エリカ卿、人間に許されるのは青き真実だけです。そして青き真実に反論できるのは赤き真実。そして赤き真実は人間には許されていません。ならばどうやってあなたのお相手は彼の真実を示せばよかったのですか？
Oh, good question, yo.
さあ、赤き真実に時に勝るとかいう例の黄金の真実というのを持ち出したらどうですか？
There it goes.
ゲームは確かにエリカ卿の勝ちです。しかし真実の守護者として申し上げます。
Okay. What's up?
なんです？どうせ不愉快なことでしょうから、それを言ったらとっとと消えてください。はい、 確かにこのゲームはエリカ教の勝ちです。しかし私が示したあなたを今も愛している青き真実の証拠6点は未だ否定されていません。あなたさえ人間、それを否定する赤き真実を使えはしないのです。
探偵権限で84点の証拠を赤き真実に後に昇格させました。我が主のお力によって私は人間にして人間を超えた存在。
I'm human yet superior to humans.
探偵にして魔女、真実の魔女、フルドエリカです。他に質問は？捨て台詞は？
ありません。それでは失礼いたします。
Okay. Donald bowed and disappeared. After that, all that remained was a single witch of truth laughing off a bitter past. Bitter indeed. Leaving her bitter, with an equally bitter smile, yep. Interesting there, though. Another layer to Furudo Erika. Erika glanced at the bedside clock and saw that it was almost exactly midnight. Okay, second day now. She's looking forward to this. Gosh, are you serious? Yo, didn't you stop playing? Yo, are you serious? Come on, man. Oh man, I was over here about to play around and stuff. Okay, I can't catch no break. Why did you discuss this with your mother? Okay, so he's talking with her about that. Okay, hold on a sec, y'all. Wait, I'll be right back in just a sec. I need to. Yo, I'll be right back. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Why don't you discuss this with your mother? It's all about, yeah, he told Eva about his relationship with Shannon. And we know this is about to be a response. Hey, yeah, he means it. I know, right? Eva and George could be seen beneath the eaves of the guest house. George had revealed his engagement with Shannon. Ava's anger had exploded almost instantly. This had been no more than George had expected, so he had responded with an ice-cold calm. Consummated? Your heart? What? That's a word? What? Oh. What? Wow. Yeah, that is rude. Ooh. George said. Uh-huh.
先方のご両親は両家の交流はあんた野良猫じゃないのよ。Ushiromiyaジョージなのよ。ひょっとしたらおじい様の後継者に指名されるかもしれないこの時期にどうしてそんな軽率などうして母さんに相談してくれなかったの
Does he know how you're about to respond?
こうして相談してるよ。
But he is right now though. Yeah.
相談じゃないか。
Yeah, he's just telling her, yeah.
報告だね。おじい様の後継者に指名されるのは
Ooh, never pinned his hopes on that, yeah. Hey, he said screw that. I don't want to be no I don't want to be no successor. Oh, okay. Respectable, George. Respectable, man. Yeah, yeah, he said, yo, I'm preserving my chastity. Like, or whatever. Like, said, wait till marriage. Like,
そして母さんという良き理解者の伴侶がいる。さよは僕を支え、より強く生まれ変わらせてくれる人だ。母さんがたくましくなったと褒めてくれた今の僕は、彼女がいなかったらありえない。
yeah, that's what he, yeah. But Ava does. He's like, what are you talking about? You're wrong, man. Jesus. Let his mother handle his relationship. Like, and it's the only person he's interested in right now, though. Ayumi. Ooh. At first he heard of it, though. He's like, okay, I like Shannon.
父さんのように一国一城を築きたい夢があるなら、その手伝いができるのはあゆみさんの方でしょ。彼女の気持ちを裏切るの？
裏切るも何も、僕はあゆみさんと特に交流があったわけじゃない。お見合いをして、
I mean, you just met that once, yeah.
親たちが勝手に盛り上がってるだけじゃない。
Yeah, that's.
数度無理やり引き合わされて。
Oh, but they go out a couple times. Okay.
目さえ合わせちゃう。
Okay.
あゆみさんは育ちのいい奥ゆかしい女性でしょ。男性の上司に目を合わせるなんて恥ずかしいしぶしつけでできなかっただけよ。
What?
あなたが目を見て話してくれなきゃ気持ちが感じられないと言うなら、彼女にそう注意するわ。きっとこれからはあなたの目を見て話してくれるはずよ。
あゆみさんと結
Then
婚
you're
させ
just
たい。
making someone.
それが母さんにとって利するからさ。
That's what it is at the end of the day. It's a benefit for you.
わずかほども
It's for her. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that was the truth, though.
どうしてそんなことを言うの？母さんがあなたのことを考えないことなんてあった？
Oh,
ないでし
snap.
ょ？親という漢字はどういう字？木の上に立って見ると書いて親なのよ。母さんたちはね、
That's kind of
あ
cool.
な
I
た
didn't
よ
know
り
that.
はるかに高みから人生の遠くまでを展望してるの。そしてあなたが若さゆえの一時の感情で間違った道へ進もうとしているのが見えているの。だからこうして憎まれることを承知で言ってるのよ。あんたがどうでもいい子だったらこんな喧嘩しないわ。
I mean, we know that she does care about George. I mean, it's her son, so. But,
ジョージ、母さんに全て任せなさい。もうあなたはシャ
but
ノンちゃんに会わな
he's
くていいわ。
like ready. He's doing his thing now. He's.
母さんた
If
ち
you
が
trust
話を
him
つけてあ
with
げる。
this, then I don't know.
大丈夫よ。シャノンちゃんにも悪いようにはしない。
I don't trust that.
ジョージに成長のきっかけをくれた人だものね。ちゃんとそれに配慮してあげるから。
Will you take that into account? I don't know.
母さんたちに
I
任せな
wouldn't.
さい。
I couldn't trust
ジョー
that.
ジ。
Oh yeah, he feels a little bad now. Sometimes during Ava's rage, okay, go back. Sometimes during Ava's rage, tears had started to drip from her eyes. As those tears had caused him to hesitate, George turned his back and sagged his shoulders. George was, after all, only a child of man. Though he understood that marriage required nothing more than the consent of both people, he couldn't get over his desire for his parents' acceptance. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that'd be nice, you know, having everyone, you know, accepted, you know, everything goes well, good vibes, but man. And so he was torn between the tears of the mother who had always helped him and the fiancé he had chosen. Or was he?
もういいよね、そろそろ。今日まで
Oh my gosh, yo.
立派に育ててもらって 本当に感謝してる。僕もこう思って親になったら母さんみたいな親になるよ。子供のために本当に戦える。世界で一番
I think this is the best thing to say, you know? Yeah, because he does respect both his parents, he cares for them, but... With his back still towards her, George threw away his umbrella and slowly stepped out from beneath the eaves into the rain. Then he slowly turned around. Ooh, trying to be cool? Okay. It was without a doubt the familiar face of Ava's beloved son. However, he stood there now as his own man. Self-controlled and independent, though enough of that blood connection between them might even be forgotten. He took that first step? Yeah, dang. As people, dang.
僕はジョージ、君はエヴァ。親だからどうこうというのは抜きにして、互いの立場から本音をぶつけようじゃないか。君は
Okay.
僕を望み通りの相手と結婚させたい理由は、経済的事情、それから未だいさかいのなくならないおじさんたち。
100%.
それ以外に何もない。いっそそれをすっきり認めてくれた方が潔いね。
Oh, yeah, he's mad now, yo. He's making that face.
僕の立場だけで語るから君もそうした方がいいんじゃないかな。負けるよ、君。
Ooh, you'll lose, haha. George's eyes no longer contained any trace of his love and respect for his mother. There was only a frigid glare as he glared ruthlessly down at the witch who was trying to bind his future. Exactly. Your life. Like...
今、僕は母さんを見ていないからさ。
Ooh. I'm looking at Ushiromiya Eva
僕の
now.
目に映っているのは
Oh, snap!
僕の選び取ろうとする未来の前に立ちふさがる試練の
A
壁です。
wall.
母さん
Dang.
って人間だ。
Yep.
夢や
Definitely,
野
yep.
心
A wall.
そ
A
れを
hurdle
追い
right
続ける
there.
のを知ってる。そしてそれを素晴らしいと思う。自分の夢を決して諦めないことの大変さを僕たちは知っているのだから。
I need to inherit your wonderful strength. I've learned a lot from my parents, my friends, and Sayo, and I've grown.
その最後に学び、獲得して完成されるのが本当の後宮ジョージという男なんだ。僕は今、
Your true
あな
self,
たという
yeah.
最後の壁を。何？
Yeah, not you. Eva had disappeared. The pouring rain landed evenly across the ground everywhere. No, it was blocked very slightly in one place. However, there was no one there. Standing on isn't the only way to block the path of the rain. Even then, could it be? Oh snap! Yo, ain't no way, man. Out of nowhere, Eva-Beatrice, and I thought I would never see you again. Well, well, well. She makes her return. Oh, snap. It's been a hot minute. Oh, that laugh. In the rain-filled sky, with the moon that shouldn't have been visible behind her, was the golden witch of the future who had finally obtained everything of the Ushiromiya family. Even the drastic change in his mother's appearance didn't faze George. On the contrary, he seemed to be moved by her boldness, but his mother had honestly and truly displayed her true nature. Now, I can confidently show her my true self. Hey, yup.
そしてエヴァ、これが僕の君の束縛から踏み出る。
Yep, escape from the shackles, man. Oh, snap. With his first step, he felt something odd beneath his feet. He knew that this sticky sensation, which didn't quite feel like mud, represented his mother's arrogance, trying to prevent him from making that first step.
小さい頃お話をたくさん読んであげたわね。あなたが大好きだった西遊記覚えてる？
懐かしいね。多分僕が一番最初に愛したファンタジーだ。
Son Wukong, the Monkey King, wanted to become a god and was tested by the Buddha. The Buddha told him, if he can jump free from the palm of my hand, I will grant you your wish. Then Son Wukong managed to reach what he had thought was the end of the world and found 5 pillars standing there. Okay, only to discover that they were the Buddha's fingers and that he still hadn't left the Buddha's hand.
僕が母さんから決別すると宣言した第一歩。
Interesting. Nice analogy there. Okay, I didn't know that's what the story was.
あなた
Or at
の
least
観光
part of the story of Journey to the West.
苦悩も国旗もすべて私がすでに通ってきた道。あなたのその第一歩など私という人生に飲み込まれる程度。いつまで目を背けてるの？見ちゃえば足元。
Yeah, what are you standing on, man? On the pitch black earth soaked by the pouring rain, there was what appeared to be ominously growing bands of faint red, and George had placed his first step directly on top of one. It was deep and vicious, and it held George's foot in place. From Ava's perspective, as she looked down from the sky, it looked like a vast red spiderweb that radiated out with George at the center.
そうさ、これが僕さ。生まれた時から数々の習い事で縛り付けられ、あんたの野望のためだけに育てられてきた僕の姿さ。
いいえ、それは違うわ。なら分かるようにしてあげる。見せてあげる。
I'll show you.
そして悟っちゃえば。
Yeah. And the vast red spider web on the ground scooped up George as easily as scooping scum out of a pot. What a nasty analogy. Then it lifted him into the air like a deer caught in a net and swung him down. About. Ava's insane laugh was as innocent as a grade schooler was happily swinging about a bag filled with her gym clothes, and cruel in equal measure. They got him binded. He gonna break out though, man.
さあさあ、思い出してごらんなさい。火曜日には何があったのか。
On Tuesdays. Finding him more. Piano lessons? Man. I cringe when I hear it. Man. Dang, he probably really, I mean, when you really do put it into perspective, like, George had, like, being raised by Eva, like, for him to then become, like, an inheritor or whatnot, like, compact schedule, man. Probably barely had free time. Which even connects to some stuff that he said last week, probably. Or last stream, last week. Dang. So piano lessons, cram school on Wednesday, then Thursdays. That sound. Supplemental lenses, man. So piano lessons, cram school, supplemental lessons, like Or supplemental lessons. Like,
痛烈だね。子供が三者面談で言われて一番イラつく言葉だよ。
yeah, I hated
馬
it.
を水場に連れて行くことはできる。水を飲ますことはできない。
You can't make it a drink, huh?
イギリスの格言だね。
あなたのやる気を出して維持させるのが一番苦労したわ。
Yo, that was a long, like... Eva-Beatrice got that reverb. Like... George was bound hand and foot by the bright red spiderweb, reduced to the witch's plaything. She would instantly swing him around, then smash him about with an insane laugh, again and again. Okay, what's Fridays now? Because we have piano lessons, cram school, supplementary lessons.
親と一緒の塾いろいろな意味で窮屈だったよ。
子に釣り竿を買うな。一緒に釣りに行け。
母さんはイギリスの教育論が好きだね。
Huh, for real.
親にとっても辛い塾だったわね。でもあれが一番あんたにも効果的だった。
Wow.
高いお熱射。毎週金曜の夜を費やさなければならないね。
Then why go? This is effective.
その時悟ったの。子供はね、親が見ていないと伸びないの。こりゃねね、親は太陽だわ。太陽だ。芽吹く草木、咲かせる花も存在しないの。
I'm loving these sound effects. Still bound by hand and foot, George was thrown, slammed, and smashed. He could do nothing. He was still like Sun Wukong, unable to leave the palm of his mother's hand. However, since he wouldn't surrender, he could still show some resistance at any time. Okay. At any time. And the weekend too, man?
向こうから来てくれるから楽だったでしょ。
聖域である自室に毎週他人を迎え入れるのは苦痛だったよ。
Yeah, my room, my sacred space? For real, man, I feel that.
残る汗の匂い
Hate when someone's in my room.
まで思い出せるくらい嫌だったね。
Ugh. Especially, yo, someone musty going in your bedroom, man? Then they live... I feel that, George.
あなたに学習姿勢を叩き込んでくれる素晴らしい先生だったわよ。弁護士の相談費用並みのお月謝を払った甲斐が本当にあったわ。
そして迎える日曜日と塾の予定がない月曜日だけが僕の安息日だった。
Sunday and Monday he had his break. That's
皮
nice.
肉だね。火曜日から土曜日までの塾が僕を押さえつけてきたのがまさに僕は孫悟空だったわけだ。
For a second, I thought you were about to say, yo, I had something every day. I was like, geez. Really did have, like... that's not mentally good.
私の手のひらから逃れたいなんて思い上がりはお釈迦様にご行山で潰してもらうといいわ。
Sun Wukong, who wanted to become a god, was crushed by the 5 mountains of fire, water, wood, metal, and earth, and sealed away. These are the 5 elements that the days of the week, Tuesday through Saturday, are named after in Japanese. Only now did George, who had always admired Sun Wukong, recognize this greatest of ironies.
思い上がったあなたは孫悟空と同じに少し反省とお仕置きが必要だわ。あなたが改心したら私が解放してあげる。
それは解放じゃないね。洗脳だ。
Oh.
何も考えなくていいの。ママに全て任せちゃえば。私があな
She knocked him down to her level.
あなたにとって一番素晴らしい人生なのよ。世界で一番知的であなたのために全てを捧げてくれる女性を用意してあげる。
I'll arrange. Oh my
全ての
gosh.
成功もそれに至る道も、そしてやがてはUshiromiya家で最高の名誉である当主の後継者にあなたは指名されるの。
Yo.
これから初めてあなたは自分の人生を
I'm loving this voice actress's performance with Eva-Beatrice.
第
Like,
一歩。笑わせないでよ。あんたはね、まだ生まれてさいないのよ。これはあんたを捉える私の巣じゃないの。
like she'd be going from 100 to she's already at 100. She's going beyond 100 instantly. Like, George slammed against the ground over and over. It was heartless cruelty, unlike anything one would expect a blood-related son to receive. However, in Ava's eyes, perhaps even this was a sign of love for her precious son. The human-shaped lump of flesh, ensnared in the red net, was slammed over and over, then thrown high into the air, where it was caught by a massive spiderweb suspended in the sky. George hung there pitifully, as though crucified, still covered in fresh blood and not even twitching. Okay. Even if there had been some power to resist remaining to him, the red web holding him there would have held even that in check. The rain, which had been falling non-stop since the beginning, quietly tormented and pitied him.
ご行山に封じられてしばらく頭を冷やしなさい。シャノンちゃんが悪い子だからやめなさいと言ってるわけじゃないよ。彼女はジョージに青春と成長のきっかけを与えてくれたとても良い子だわ。
Yo, the epitome of
彼女
yandere.
の考えない婚約は別の問題よ。相手が彼女だからいけないと言ってるわけじゃないの。それを分かりなさい。
友を責めるな。
Oh,
行為を責めよう。だね。これもイギリスの格言だ。
don't criticize the friend, criticize the behavior. Huh? Come down, yeah, behavior.
本当にあなたは賢い子に育ったわ。
He's criticizing your behavior right now.
育っているわ。私のお腹の中でね。もう少しじっくりと育ちなさい。さあ、お仕置きは終わりよ。
Hex no. The spiderweb released George reluctantly. Then it threw him to the ground beneath the cloudy sky.
ありがとう、母さん。
It was all George could do to get up to his hands and knees. Though he wiped the mud away and stood his ground, he still couldn't raise his head.
これまでの全てが僕を思ってのことだったんだね。ありがとう。本当にありがとう。
そうよ。今は憎いでしょ。でもいつかきっと感謝するわ。私がどれほどあなたを愛していたかをきっと理解する。
火曜日から土曜日までの連日の塾での縛り付けも僕を立派な男に育てようという
これもイギリスの格言よ。子供を幸福で包むことが最高の教育。
ありがとう。だから僕からも母さんに
Hey, yeah,
イギリスの格言を送るよ。
Okay. What is it gonna be, man?
すべての木に斧を一本の木も切り倒せはしない。
Take one chop at every tree and none of them will fall. Unless you're super strong.
何？それはどういう意味？
こっちの方がいいかな。学問に時間を費やしすぎることは
Ooh, spent too much time in studies as sloth. Interesting. The man, drenched in mud and fresh blood, straightened his crooked glasses and slowly stood up. Though he was covered in filth, his appearance had a divine quality to it. Something that could only appear on a self-controlled man, not one who had merely been dozing in his mother's amniotic fluid. And a little stylish. Hey, you got style it out if you're gonna do it in the end. Yeah, he's still against you. Yeah, he is. Yo. He said, back into my womb. As Eva howled, another bright red spiral appeared at George's feet and tried to scoop him up into the air again. However, that instant, a powerful magic circle could be seen in the area surrounding George for just a moment. Faster than he could be scooped up by the spider web, George jumped, and with a sharp kick of the heel and magnificent forward flip, he cut the shackles of the spider web apart. That's probably impressive. I would like to see that. Yeah. That smooth movement proved that he had possessed the power to escape from those shackles all along. He had willingly allowed himself to be bound by that web. Are you ready, kids? Let's go, Eva. George, I mean. Yep, haha, there you go. Let's fight back now. Who just called me? Oh wait, come back. That threw me off. What the heck is this? Hold up, y'all. Did they leave a message? Hold up. Oh, it's a spam call. Okay. Not that important. Okay. The current of spiderwebs that Eva shot out in defense were all too slow. George weaved through them in an instant, and the next he was right before her eyes. Hey, there we go. That famous kick. Eva jumped out of her way of a kick that would have knocked her feet out from under her, then blocked the second half of George's double roundhouse with a high kick of her own. And what's that? What, martial arts lessons or something? Yeah. Hey. It helped right here. You'll be beating her up. Yo. What a laugh. Eva's swift feet, slow, low, mid-level attacks. George's head fell forward. She caught it in both hands, and as though she was about to smash it against the ground. It was then met with Eva's knee as it rose like a bolt of lightning from the earth. And they are going at it right here. They should know that martial arts too. The most funny at that.
一番楽しいんじゃない？楽しいね、ジョージ。
Yo. Man, they're really scrapping out here, like...
楽しいね母さん息子と遊ぶのは
楽しいわ。あなたは私の最愛の息子。私のお腹の中で優しく
Yo,
優しく
stop talking about your belly.
あなたがお腹を蹴るのさ、愛おしい。
了解だだがその蹴りはお腹の外からになるけどね
George buried his knee sharply into Ava's what? Her face, her head, abdomen. And instantly before she felt the pain, that fierce attack, Ava watched her son's kick with a proud smile, and then she vomited. Oh, yeah, that's right in the gut. Like,
母さんももう年なんだからいい加減そういう若い子向きの服は自重した方がいい
Yo, and he's about to smack talk too. Ugh. Her chin was still covered in vomit. Ava looked up at George in twisted anguish. She could see how pathetic her face was by her reflection in his glasses.
母さん一緒に子供時代とお別れしよう
Yeah, let those that passed and move forward from it. So that's George's. So this is a part of what George's trial, I assume? Yeah. The light. Well, I know that, but I'm curious what Jessica's is then. Okay, the violent lightning and rain made time freeze. George's beautiful kick had stopped an inch from Ava's chest. However, the power of the red magic circle surrounding George had already pierced Ava's body. Even though he had stopped without hitting her, blood poured from Ava's back. No wound had been left on her chest, but the heart inside it had been struck through. Ava slumped backwards and landed in a puddle with a splash. There were no convulsions. Her life had been ended without leaving her even an instant to writhe about in pain.
その辺にいるんじゃないかいガープ
Oh! As he strained his glasses, George spoke to the rose thicket behind him. Hey, I was wondering if Gap gonna show up. Then a pitch black hole opened in the air there, and Gap jumped out.
大したもんね。
Mhm.
あのエヴァ・ベアトリーチェを継承前とはいえ打ち倒すなんて。
やはり痛かい余計なちょっかいを出さなくてありがと
That's nice.
う親子水入らず
Spectating
に過ご
that.
せたよ
Uh-huh.
まさかいなかったわよ私は。今あなたが私を召喚したんだわ。
どっちでもいいさ
Okay.
君にお願いがあるんだ
Yeah, what's up?
聞く義理はあるの？
聞いてくれないのかい
With his back still facing her, George reset his glasses. The threat in his voice held the solemn presence of a king who ruled over demons. Hey! His Majesty made Gap gulp, and she licked her lips before bowing respectfully to his back.
私はイケてる男が好きだけど、王者はもっと好きだわ。
She's like, yo, George.
何なりとお命じを、魔王陛下。
Gap like, yo, I'm feeling you right now, George. Like,
その夢と猛襲に生きた彼女の亡骸をふさわしい場所に安置してほしい
okay.
じゃあ、金蔵の書斎へ？
いや貴賓室がいいな
The VIP
屋敷の
room,
2
okay.
階のあの開かずの貴賓室
Okay.
あの部屋ね。了解
I almost
したわ。
forgot there's a VIP room
ジョー
here.
ジ陛下。
Gap approached Ava's corpse and... Oh. Okay. Okay. So, where am I at? There. Gap approached Ava's corpse and lightly tapped the ground with her right heel. When she did, a large hole opened up, swallowed both the Gap and the corpse, and closed. After a while, a small hole opened in the air, and the staff Eva always carried, which was marked with the one-winged eagle that symbolized the head of the Ushiromiya family, was spat out into a puddle, because the corpse would no longer have any use for it. Well, you gonna take it, man? George slowly approached that staff and stepped down hard on the tip. Ooh, breaking it? When he did, the staff spun violently into the air, and after passing by the blue moon which honored the Demon King, it flew to George's out. Okay, George really is styling it, man. Jeez. Yeah, I read that. You said boom? Like, the instant he grasped it, another fierce bolt of lightning struck nearby, and by the time the flash faded, the staff he was holding had become a spray of gold butterflies and disappeared. It was as though George had held that staff up to the heavens and crushed it out of existence.
これで僕はノルマクリアだ。次の人に番を譲るよ。
自分の母さんを手にかけるなんて。
It's just like, dang.
世界で
dang, George.
最初に愛してくれる人であり、そして一番最後に
Okay,
決
then.
裂すべき人だ。
What? Who's just going to have to confront Nazi
家を
then?
出るということだよ。
Cross? I don't think Cross. I think mainly Nazi, maybe.
作用をめとるために見せられる勇気だ。
ジョージ様。
Oh.
あっぱれなり後ろ宮ジョ
That,
ー
and
ジ。
also Beatrice also has
ま
hers
ず
to
は
do
見
too.
事であるぞ。
たとえゲーム上のこととはいえ、駒のこととはいえ、自分の母親を殺すのは愉快なことではない。
Of course, in the end of the day, he might feel
し
that.
かし、それが君たちの課す試練だというから、
Yeah, and he saw through still.
僕は答えたよ。
He stared at the two demons. The demons looked at each other, then showed their surprise with their now familiar exaggerated gestures.
素晴らしいわ。なんて見事なのかしら。ゼタル。
そうだね、フルフル。ジョージ君の決意は本物だ。どうやら僕は君を見誤っていたようだね。謝るよ。許してほしい。
George chose not to go along with his almost theatrical conversation. He just quietly looked down upon the game board, found the piece representing his mother, which was right next to his, and tipped it over. Okay. This was the trial that Zapara and Furfur had set them. For the love of each other, take the life of another. It was similar to the game within Bito's fourth game, where they were each given 3 options as part of the test. Yeah, I remember that. I was thinking that similarity too. That parallel or something. So, however, a pair of lovers would never abandon each other's lives. They were automatically left with just the option of sacrificing the love of another instead. In fact, it was merciful that the demon hadn't ordered them to take the lives of everyone other than themselves. And besides, it only meant taking those lives as pieces on the board. For the versions of themselves to whom the game board was the only world, this was a tragic parricide. But for these ones who sat around the game board in the witch's tea room, it was nothing more than a movement of the pieces representing George's will to overcome his parents. However, even if it was just a single life within one of the infinite numbers of fragment worlds, the fact remained that the demons had forced him to take it. George appeared to have distanced himself from the events on the demon's game board, but Jessica still seemed to resist the idea of stealing another person's life, even if it was only their life as a game piece. Yeah. Then whose life is Beatrice going to take?
いえ、バトラさんの望むベアトリーチェはこんなことでは。
さあ、次は誰が試練に挑戦を？誰でもいい。次なる犠牲者を選び出してほしい。
Okay.
誰でもいい。次なる挑戦者は名乗り出てほしい。
Oh, them.
誰も名乗り出ないなら
They'll choose.
僕の勝ち。
Oh, that means he wins. Yeah.
ならばおめでとう。後ろ宮ジョージ。
あなたとあなたの愛する人の恋の成就へ至る扉の鍵を。僕たちは今こそ授けん。
待てよ。
Yeah. Yeah. As the demons delightfully named George as the victor, they were interrupted by the next challenger.
ジェシカさん、次は
Yep, she's determined too.
いぜやってやろう。
Ooh, I'm game.
私だってカノン君のこと半端に考えてるわけじゃねえってこと見せてやろう。
Okay. Okay, Jessica. I knew they were gonna do that. They got me early, but they're not gonna get me twice. Let me not play around before the game do it to me randomly again. October 5th, Romantic Regrets. As usual, this year's family conference was getting bogged down. Everyone had decided to cool their heads for a moment and take a short break, and a short break had been agreed upon, before siblings could say whatever they wanted. But Natsu and Kyrie, for example, were outsiders and found it difficult to speak freely in this sort of atmosphere. A conference where you aren't allowed to say what you want can be tiring, even as you just sit there quietly. Guess it could be. Even Kyrie couldn't help letting out a deep sigh. This was the second floor hallway of the mansion. Rudolph had wanted to be alone during the break, so she had felt like doing the same, and had drifted up the stairs to reach this place. Her expression was less tightly controlled than it was when her husband was around. Kyrie wore a tired look that she didn't often show. Yeah, for real, we don't usually see her tired like this. She pressed her forehead against the cool window glass. I need to regain my spirit and support my husband, even if I'm not allowed to speak. That's the duty I've won. And who the heck is it? Oh! She sensed another person, turned around, and saw Jessica standing at the other end of the hallway. She's using Kyrie?
ゲストハウスに行ったんじゃなかったの？ちょっと本を取りに自分の部屋へ戻ってたん
Oh,
です。
that's awkward.
そう、ゲストハウスに戻るところ？はい、そうです。嫌な雨ね。風はだいぶ強いのかしら。今は比較的弱いみたいです。
Yes. Oh man. As Kyrie looked out the window, Jessica watched her back, looking agitated.
キリエおばさん、ごめんよ。
She's had bad luck. Oh boy.
と思ってくれ。
ゼトル、ジェシカの運命のルーレットはキリエを
Yeah.
選んでしまったわ。
どうするんだいジェシカ。ルーレットはキリエを選んだけど、それを拒否して再びルーレットを回すのも
You may do it again.
君の勝手さ。
Yo. It doesn't matter whose life is sacrificed for this trial. Jessica wasn't like George. George had willingly chosen Ava to be a sacrifice to signify his separation from his old life so that he could step into a new life married to Shannon. Breathe, Seku. However, Jessica hadn't thought of any particular target, so she had left it up to the roulette of fate. Or roulette. That roulette was nothing very grand yet. She had simply walked around at random, imposing a rule on herself, saying that the first person she met would be chosen as sacrifice. And so the roulette of fate had brought her to Kyrie. Of course, there was nothing forcing her to keep that rule. However, it was a rule that she had decided upon, and she didn't want to break it now. Now that she was participating in the Demon's game, this one bite of justice that she couldn't cling to. This is actually interesting because I'm trying to recall how many interactions we had with both Kyrie and Jessica. Like, it's been there, but not there, in a way. Right now, she could attack that unprotected back, but Jessica still wasn't able to fully resolve herself.
どうしたの？何か私に話でも？
No, noticing Jessica's strange silence, Kyrie turned around. That unprotected back was already gone. Jessica realized that her hesitation had cost her her own chance. She had taken on this demon's game to prove her love for Canon. However, would it really be alright to sell her soul to demons for the sake of love? Not wanting to let George, who had already come to terms with the situation, get any more of a lead on her, she had energetically consented to this demon's game, but her heart still wasn't ready.
キリエおばさんにこんな質問まずいかな。何？ジェシカちゃんが私に質問なんて珍しいわね。
That's what I'm saying.
答えられるものだといいんだけど。
Rare interaction right here.
実は私好きな人がいるんです。あら、そうなの？それは素敵ね。まさか恋の相談なの？そんなところです。いいわよ。私でよければ力になるわ。
That's nice.
ありがとうございます。実はそれでまだ片思いなの？いえ、そこから両思いになりたてって感じのとこです。
Yeah, become mutual.
ただ
Yeah.
結ばれるには試練があって。試練？何それ？
Yes. The trial. She's like, what is this?
もう一組の恋人たち。
An anime, manga, visual novel? Like
争わなくちゃならないんです。
a game?
三角関係？それとも四角関係？複雑そうね。それで？勝った方の恋人同士しか結ばれない。そういう複雑なことになってるんです。つまり嫌な話ね。相手を踏み台にしてしかどちらも成就できない恋なのね。
It is nasty, huh?
自分たちが結ばれれば相手が破綻します。そして
And vice versa, yeah.
逆もしかりです。質問の趣旨が大体分かったわ。こういうことでしょ。人は幸せになるためにどこまで他者を踏み台にすることが許されるのかでしょ。
It was once again apparent just how smart Kyrie was. She immediately figured out the question that Jessica wanted to ask most.
戦わなければ自動的に相手が勝ってジェシカちゃんたちは負けになる。
Yep.
しかし戦って勝てば相手を破綻させることになる。
And she feels bad about
ど
that.
ちらも嫌な話ね。でも聞くまでもなく答えは決まっているわ。はい。
Kyrie giggled. If she wasn't willing to commit to her love, then that would show the measure of their relationship. If that was the case, she should just let the other pair of lovers win. However, if this was love she couldn't abandon the victory either. Either? Okay. So, she had no option but to fight. In the end, Jessica's hesitation was caused by guilt, overforcing the others to split apart as a result of the inevitable decision.
やっぱり私は甘えているでしょうか。そうね。甘えてるわ。
No, she said, yeah, you are.
でも
Jeez.
自分たちが結ばれるために誰かを踏み台にするなんてそんなの
Horrible.
辛いです。じゃあジェシカちゃんは恋のお相手を諦める？それは断言するわ。その方が辛いわよ。地獄を這うことになる。生涯ね。
The hardness had entered Kyrie's gaze.
私は6歳だったから当時は何もわからなかったけれど、遺品の中にお母さんの手記があったわ。
Okay.
それは
Yeah,
日
what
記の
what
よう
did you
なも
find
の
in
か。
there?
どちらかというと随想録ね。
Collection of thoughts. Okay.
日記よりももっとアバウトなものよ。
Huh.
亡くなってすぐにそれを見つけて読んだけど、その
Okay.
意味を理解できるようになるには長い時間と
Before I could understand
私
it,
の成
yeah.
長を待たなければならなかったわ。
It'd be like that.
キリエの夫婦仲についての悩みが記されていたというのか。あれは完全にお母さんの
A book of
呪い帳よね。
curses.
その中身は6歳の私がずっと漠然と感じていた疑問を次々に表解させてくれたわ。
Such as, when I was 6, it seemed as though my parents were very close. And no, I had no problems, yeah. I thought, and though I did think it odd that Oni-chan lived separately when he was meant to be part of our family, and I did wonder why he only came home every once in a while. I accepted that as the way things were.
アスムのことは知らなかったのか。お兄ちゃんが誰もいない時に話してくれたような気がするけど、小学校前の私にそれが理解できるはずがな
Makes sense.
い。だって写真すらない相手よ。お母さんはアスムさんの写った写真の全てをお兄ちゃんに送って家の中には一切残さなかったそうだから。
In front of Anji, and even in front of Battler, who only rarely came home, Kyrie's smile never faltered. If she hadn't written her thoughts in that notebook, Anji would probably never have known them. Rudolph had been particularly popular with the opposite sex since his school days, a typical playboy. Audacious, over the top, and yet not lacking a little gentleness towards women. This dude, Rudolph, a player, man. He had probably built up a formula for getting women to like him. Plenty of women approached him using various seductive tricks to try to win his favor. Rudolph probably enjoyed that more than anyone. Since the beginning, love had been a game to Rudolph. Ever since, he never thought of it as a trial and error process to find a single life partner. He would intentionally spark jealousy between women and revel in the harem, lapping up their flirting. Yo, what's this dude Rudolph, man? He may be my father, but he was an awful man. Oof. That is messed up. Intentionally getting in the pity fight against each other, rival against each other for him, like... Huh. Playing with their emotions and feelings, like...
それすらもルドルフの目を引きたいキリエの知恵かもしれぬがな。かもね。お母さんはいろいろな意味で。
Yep, so it's to say that she didn't do that intentionally to try and get him? Okay, interesting. Unlike the other Ushiromiya siblings, Rudolph had a strong ambition of what? Ambition and lofty goals, okay. Under the mottos of who dares wins, and it's not a crime if you don't get caught. He would set up businesses that were borderline swindles or bending the law, then bail out of them, then repeat that process over and over. Apparently he was already making use of that talent in his college years, cleverly making money by thinking up shameless projects and selling cheap tickets to parties for them. Huh, okay, interesting. So much money that he could brag about how his wallet was always stuffed with 110,000 yen notes. Many women fell for his charisma, and being a man responsible for these radical projects, as well as his thick wallet and generosity, it would be a lie to say that Kyrie was not one of them. However, what made Kyrie very different from the other women was that she could also support Rudolph as a business partner. Rudolph would laugh all the way to the bank of his large-scale party succeeded. His female entourage would surround him, and Kyrie would be the only one among them to calmly point out several ways that income and expenditure could be improved upon. And even lay out proposals for the next project.
そうしてルドルフにパートナーとして次第に認められていくわけであるか。男子厨房に入るべからずっていうように、女もまた財布に入るべからずって空気はあるわよね。女はおごられて当たり前。男の出す1万円札をどうやって捻出しているかは野暮だから聞かない、知らない、興味もない。キリエは金に対する価値観が男性的であったということだ。
In that regard, Rudolph knows something unique about Kyrie. He knew all about how much hard work it took to make just one of those 10,000 yen notes. So somewhere inside him, he looked down upon those extravagant women who never even considered the efforts he had undertaken. Among all of them, only Kyrie possessed the same sharp financial intuition as Rudolph. Every time Rudolph thought of a new plan, he would talk to Kyrie about it, work out the kinks, and make it succeed. In this way, Kyrie steadily worked her way up until she was the number one of Rudolph's large group of followers.
でも、お母さんだって女、他の女たちにチヤホヤされてるお父さんを見て、心が安らいでたかどうかは双子。ナンバーワンよりオンリーワンの方が良いというもの。そういうこと。お母さんはお父さんの右腕として活躍しながらも、その陰では狡猾に他の女性を切り離していったわ。お母さんの恋の成就はもはや時間の問題だった。
Looking at the screen, I looked away for a sec.
いつからいたのか。
Did I press the button? Yeah, as I was saying, I was like looking at the screen for so long, I looked away, I was like, dang. Like, when you stare at a screen for so long and then you look away, you have to readjust? Man. Okay. Yeah, when did Asumu come into this picture?
ルドルフさんの取り巻きの一人は、いいえ、取り巻いてさえいなかった、ただのファンの一人だった。話したことはあるんですか？
Good question. Did they ever interact?
もちろん。
Okay.
私は彼女のことをよく知って
They interacting with another?
ルドルフさんがアスムさんの名前さえ知らなかった一番最初からね。あの子もきっと頭のいい子。
Quite intelligent herself. Okay.
狡猾だった。
Some more info on Asumu right there.
頭の良さで目立とうとしたけど、彼女は全くその逆で目立とうとした。
Well, she used her.
頭の悪さで。
Huh.
非語欲のかき立て方がうまいっていうのね。こびてイチャついてくる女たちの中で、彼女の仕草
Only
に
she
一つ一つ
stood out because she did that. Interesting.
派手な女たちに触傷を起こしていたルドルフさんには目立って見え
Ones that he had tired of. Even now, Kyrie recognized the mistake she had made by letting. Even now, Kyrie recognized the mistake that she had made in letting Asumu and Rudolph get too close. Yeah. I didn't even read that one either. Kyrie had thought that by taking the role of his business partner, she had succeeded in making him entirely hers, but no, she might have been a little too conceited, and her arrogance in trying to eliminate the relationship the other girls had with Rudolph might have contributed. Perhaps she sometimes tried too hard as a business partner, putting too much pressure on him, regardless of the fact that it was justified. Bit by bit, Rudolph started to need a woman who could stay quiet and soothe him, without making him think about anything complicated. That one was Asumu.
私は冷酷で知的、合理的で経済的、カルネアデスの船板のような状況にあったら躊躇なく相手を蹴落とす。そんなパートナーがあの人にはふさわしいと思っていた。
However, though that ruthlessness had made her reliable on the business side of things, outside of business, it might have disturbed Rudolph deeply. At some point, though Rudolph still acknowledged Kyrie's skill, he began to yearn for a quiet, warm acceptance. Asumu filled that role completely, yeah. She would never talk about anything complicated. Even if he did, she would just shake her head and say she didn't know. However, she would care more for him physically than anyone else, quietly putting a blanket on him and staying by his side until morning.
確かに私はビジネスのパートナーの座を手に入れ
Yes, I did get the position of a
た。
business
しかし
partner.
いつしかルドルフさんには心を癒してくれるメンタルのパートナーが必要になっていた。私は愚かしくも知的を自称しながらそれに気づけずにいた。
それでルドルフおじさんはアスムおばさんと結婚を
They got married and...
そう
Yep.
取られた。
She stole him from me. You should have made... I don't know. I don't know.
たくさん
He stole
の
him from
女
you.
をはべらしていたのよ。
No doubt
今
about
さら
it.
どこの女と遊んだって情を移すような人じゃない。それにあの人にとって女なんて遊びでしかなかったのよ。だからこそ私は体以外を武器に自分の存在を示していた。
Yo. Facts. Yo, I don't know.
慢心だね。
I looked over and I was like...
間もなく2人は解任するわ。アスムさんはそれをすぐにお父さんに打ち明けたけど、お母さんは逆だった。
Mm-hmm.
身重になることがビジネスパートナーの座を揺るがすことになりかねないと恐れたのだな。
当時のお母さんは食が細くて体調不良とか当たり前だったみたい。だから解任に気づくのも随分遅れた。
Mm-hmm.
気づいたのよ。
Wait,
アスム
wait,
さ
go
んとお
back.
父さんが電撃入籍をしてからよ。
Oh, wait, go back to that. Hold up. She must have been... Before long, they were both... He has still lost a woman at one point. He wasn't the kind of guy to let his emotions capture him. That's why I used something other than my body to attract his attention. Before long, they were both pregnant. Asuma told Dad about it right away, but Mom did the opposite. I was afraid that the pregnancy would threaten her position as his business partner. Apparently, Mom wasn't eating much at the time, and she was often out of sorts. Because of that, it took a really long time before she realized she was pregnant. Okay. It was after Asuma suddenly... Okay.
お母さんはその後に妊娠を知ってアスムさんやお父さんを揺さぶろうと随分暗躍したみたいだけど。
You could just delete it for now. I
あん
mean,
なにぼんやりしてそう。
if they respond or something else, then yeah. If then in that case, then you could. But I mean, I have no idea even what that was about, man. But yeah, if they happen to say something else that's like, then by all means.
ルドルフさんが加え込んだら話はしない。だから何ですか。どうぞお引き取りくださいですって。バス一つ乗るにも怖い怖いと縮こまってたあの小娘。
I need to figure out a way to refresh my screen on the screen that y'all see, so I can reset the chat if needed. Gotcha. Oh man. That scared me. I saw someone knocking on my door. My earphones are warm as heck. In my head for a while.
本当に狡猾だったのは彼女だ。
Oh
そうよ
man.
乗り物恐怖症だってルドルフさんの気を引くための嘘だ。
Uh-huh.
ごめんなさい。こんな話を聞いてもつまらないわね。
I think it was interesting.
せめて
But it does
私の
correlate
思いだ
with
けでも認知させたかった
Jessica's
ルドルフさん
scenario
はそのつ
somewhat.
もりは
So.
あったみたい。病院もきっちり手配してくれたし、
Mm-hmm.
アスムさんの出産が近づいても海外しく私のところにも来てくれてたっ
Okay.
て。もはや向こうが本当の奥さんなのね。
Lucian with his wife. Huh.
ほん
So after that is the tale. After that, it's a tale I can't bear to even tell. Both Asuma and I had the same delivery date, and yet her pregnancy led to marriage while mine was completely meaningless. I swore to bring up my child well so that Rudolph would be proud to call himself his father. Asuma had won her battle against me. However, I hadn't yet lost the war. Ooh. If I could make my child excel far more than Asumu's sons, if I could make my child the one that Rudolph most respected, I would be rewarded. That's what I believed.
しかし、キリエの子は死産だった。ええ、アスムさんにはお兄ちゃんが生まれた。しかし、お母さんからは誰も、お母さんのせめて第二夫人の座に残りたいという最後の希望は絶たれた。
Kyrie had fallen from his partner to his second wife, and then unable to give birth to the bond of a child, she tumbled down to being merely his mistress. Yeah, dang. I can't imagine how much she must have hated Asumu and her child, Battler. Ew. For real.
そんなのをお首にも出さず、お母さんはお兄ちゃんとも親しげに接してたわ。ショックだった。あの優しいお母さんがお兄ちゃんにそんな負の感情を持っていて、それを隠しおおせてたなんて。
Yeah.
憎かったであろうな、バト
No
ラ。
doubt.
でしょうね。もし死産がアスムさんで、お母さんの方がお兄ちゃんを出産していたなら、何か歴史は変わっていたかもしれない。
In some
も
way.
しもそうだったなら、アスムさんと離婚させて自分と再婚するようなシナリオを描きたいと思ってたみたい。
それも随想録にか。
ええ。
It was also
だから
okay.
こそそれは随想、妄想、
Thoughts,
涙で
fantasies,
濡ら
all
し
the
たシー
above.
ツの端を噛みながらのお母さんの遠さ。
後悔は一点だけ。
And what's that?
解任ですか。
違う違う。
Uh-huh.
私のおごりだけよ。
My arrogance,
ル
huh?
ドルフさんはもう私のものだから絶対
Yeah, that's what she
安
thought
全。
initially. If she
あ
wasn't
のアス
thinking
ム
like
とい
that,
う小
then
娘に負けるわけがない。
it could have been different,
彼女
maybe.
がバスや飛行機でギャーギャーわめくとき、私はその手配と経費を適正に処理できた。だから私は一番ルドルフさんに信頼されているとおごり高ぶっていた。
Yep.
恋って育むって言うでしょ。
Uh-huh.
はい。
間違ってないわ。二人で水をやり世話をして、
Water tree, yeah.
そして最後に結実するのが愛という
Yes.
意味なの。
You know, two people and whatnot.
結実し
Or
て
maybe
終わり
more
じゃない
depending
の。
on what you're
愛
about.
を
I
収
mean,
穫しなきゃ恋は成就したことにならないの。
収穫って
それはジェシカちゃんが考えなさい。実らせても収穫しなきゃ傷んで腐ることもある。虫がたかることだってもちろんあるわ。いいえ、それどころか盗っ人が現れてもぎ取っていってしまうことさえね。ジェシカちゃんたち若い子の恋愛観は育むところで終わってる。 それは甘いよ。愛を収穫しなきゃ恋は報われる。愛を
That's kind of true. I mean,
それは一見愛し合う二人きりだけの問題に見えてそんなことはないの。だからいつ収穫しても自由のという先延ばしは盗っ人に機会を与える。
yeah, gives the thieves a
苦
chance,
労して
huh?
育てたのが
Let someone else
翌
come
朝
swoop
にも
in,
ぎ取られて
come in there, and
昨日のうちに面倒くさがらずに収穫しておけばよかったと後悔するはずね。辛いわね、その後悔。地獄を這う。私はこう思ってる。その地獄が18年で終わったから。
after 18 years.
だから私は自分を間違えない。あの人は私のものだ。もう逃がさない。手放さない。そ して主に感謝だ。その機
Okay.
会を与えてくれ。絶対にあの人を諦めない
Oh,
という
masters.
絶対の意志に奇跡が応えてくれた。
Uh-huh. But now Jessica was speechless and didn't even nod her head with understanding. This true form of love that Kyrie was telling her about was far, far more harsh than anything she had imagined. For real, like...
今の私はルドルフさんを私のところにつなぎ止めるためには、そしてルドルフさんの敵には一切容赦しない。あの人が望むならば、私は人殺しさえも躊躇しないかもし
she
れない。
don't have to be up for real.
18年目にして
That's
よ
how
う
much
やく
she's...
そ
Yeah.
の決意を持ったからこそ、
It's something to
絶
stick
対の
with
意
him
志
and
の
whatnot,
奇跡
so...
を私にもたらしてくれたのよ。奇跡はね、それを自ら成し遂げられる者のところにしか現れない。
Mm-hmm. Asuma's death was no murder. However, Kyrie had often cursed her and hoped for her death. And finally, on the 18th year, she built up the determination to kill her with her own hands. And then she actually got herself a knife which was to do the deed. Wait, what? There's no murder, okay. Yeah, it was no, okay, I'm following this. And then she actually got herself a knife which was to do the deed. That is when the miracle occurred. Miracle.
アスムおばさんが亡くなったことが奇跡。
She was like, yo, I got to be with Rudolph now. Like, jeez.
違うわ。そんなの全然奇跡じゃない。
And then...
だって彼女が死ななければ私が殺していた
If
の。
she hadn't died, I would have killed her.
彼女は必ず死ぬ運命だった。奇跡なのは彼女が死んだにもかかわらず私が自らの手を汚さず
I
に
didn't have
済
to
ん
get my
で
hands dirty.
この一点に尽きるのよ。
Wow. But she's willing to take her out. Until now, Kyrie had never shown Jessica. No, she had never even shown Rudolph that glimpse of the deepest depths in her eyes. She had plainly and clearly that romance and love are not the sweet and fluffy candies that young girls imagine them to be. Jessica was overwhelmed by that pressure and stunned silent, and she had to acknowledge it. This was the power of will that could make love be realized. This was the level of willpower Kyrie showed in her support of Rudolph as his wife, and it was the same for George. He already had the willpower to confront everything in the way of his love that transcended status, and he had proven that. Now, Jessica could clearly understand. This was the magnitude of George's determination, which had allowed him to coldly carry out his part of the demon's trial. Then, what about her? Did she really have the resolve to make her love of the cannon bear fruit? And go through with the task of harvesting it? Yep. That's the question Jessica's faced with. And after hearing this, is she determined now?
軽いアドバイスのつもりが
Did this
怖がらせすぎちゃったかしら。
encourage her? Well, it gave a new perspective, no
この
doubt,
天気
but
のせいね。軽く凄むだけのつもりだったのに加減を間違えちゃったわ。
Go for real. You kind of... Kyrie let a relaxed smile rise to her face. The tense atmosphere finally slackened. However, her words had been gouged into Jessica's heart.
ジェシカちゃんの恋がどんなものかはわからないけれど、ライバルがいてお互いが譲れない状況ならばなおのこと、のんびりなんかしてられない。じゃないと私みたいになっちゃうわよ。女は恋のために人生で一度殺意を持つべきよ。世界中で母を名乗る全ての女がそうだったと断言できるわ。だってそうじゃない女は他の女に食い殺されて生涯を嫉妬と後悔の地獄で這い続けるのだから。私はその地獄に18年いた。私は幸運よ。たった18
She said I was
年で
lucky.
王者になれた。あの地獄には今も大勢の女たちがいて死ぬまで出られないの。後悔する自分を自らの手で処刑しない限りね。
なんていうか
Yeah, for real. What are you supposed to say after you hear all that? Like, it's, like, dang. It's just.
エールを送るつもりだったのに私ったら脅しすぎたわ。本当にごめんなさい。恋愛なんてもっともっと気楽でいいのよ。恋愛なんて本当に火遊び。誰でも簡単に気軽に遊べちゃう。そして間違えて大やけどした時その傷が生涯残るんだけどね。
Regrets and love will never fade. That was all that Kyrie had. What? Slow down. What the heck? That was all that Kyrie had been trying to communicate. It was like Kyrie. It wasn't like Kyrie to tell her life story instead of just saying something like that directly. In fact, her past was a topic she usually avoided. However, Kyrie might have felt as though Jessica deserved to hear. Jessica had timidly brought up the subject of love. Perhaps Kyrie had opened up and told everything, because she had seen the fires of Jessica's determination in her eyes. Yep.
じゃあ、私はそろそろ戻るわね。
It looks like you ain't going anywhere. You're not heading back nowhere.
今の話。
Dude, that'd be kind of creepy if someone actually did say that to you. You said, okay, I'm heading back. You're not going anywhere. With a mysterious smile on her face, Kyrie turned around. Like, I'd be a little afraid if I heard that from
脅
someone.
しすぎちゃったかしら。でも、脅されて知る地獄の方が100倍いい。そこに落ちた時は、もう手遅れなのだから。頑張ってね、ジェシカちゃん。ややこしそうな恋だけど、負けないでね。たまには人生の先輩らしく振る舞えたかしら。何？ジェシカちゃん。
Oh. Oh, snap. What? The windstorm grazed Kyrie's head. Yep. It had missed by a hair. If Kyrie hadn't twisted her body slightly, that fist would have probably been buried into her face by now. A bitter smile rose to Jessica's face when she saw that her fist strike had failed to land a hit.
言っとくけど卑怯者だから不意打ちをしたわけじゃねえんだぜ。わけのわからないうちに一撃で痛みさえ理解できないうちに
Fighting Kyrie, Jessica versus Kyrie? Oh, snap. Yo, now that is gonna be interesting.
嫉妬の地獄で生きてきたって。刺されそうになったことの2度や3度あるんだから。わかるのよ。不意打ちの直前の雰囲気が。
Oh.
気配で分かったとでも。
Yeah, she sensed that.
それプラス一番最初の嘘かしら。
The lie from the beginning.
だってゲストハウスから来てジェシカちゃんの部屋で本を取って帰ろうとしたらここでこの向きでは出会わないもの。
Ooh, so Kyrie was catching that from the beginning?
あなたのその嘘をつく必要性についてチェス盤理論で想定した7つのケースの中で最悪のものがこれだったわ。
Oh snap. Telling a hastily lied to go back. Telling a hastily lied to Kyrie would only put her on her guard. Oh snap, I like the song. If Jessica hadn't told her that lie, her surprise attack would have succeeded.
やるね。さすがキリエおばさんだぜ。
どうしてあなたは最初から私を殺すつもりだったの？
Yep.
誰でもよかった。
最悪だわ。
Yeah, that was unlucky for you.
キリエおばさんの話のおかげで吹っ切れた。感謝するぜ。
Yeah. Yo, just Kyrie dodged a punch, placed her hand against that fist, and slammed it against the wall. Ordinary being made to punch the wall should have caused Jessica to hurt her own hand and roll around clutching in pain. But nah, she recovered fast. However, Jessica's fist had left what looked like a meteor crater in the wall. Instead of a look of anguish after smashing her fist against the wall, hey yo, much appreciated. Oh yeah, the rain, yeah. Jessica had clicked her tongue in irritation at having missed. Yep, yo, Jessica going all out here.
さすがクラウス兄さんの子だわ。ボクシングでも始めたの？
Yep, impossible. Jessica is barehanded. She isn't holding any sort of weapon at all. Yo, she said the power of love. Just one strike for real. Kyrie tried to look confident, but she couldn't hide her confusion at this unreal destructive force. If a punch had hit her, her head probably would have split open like Jessica had said, killing her without any pain. Instantaneous. All Kyrie could do is dodge. If Kyrie's kick to the ground and leapt backward had been an instant slower, her head gut would probably have been pulverized. Though she had avoided it by a hair. Okay. Jessica's left body blow was followed by a terrible tornado-like gust of wind that blew Kyrie back. No, this is real. Well, this Jessica looked like the normal Jessica, but something was different. It wasn't human, it was common, and common sense didn't apply to it. This had to be some kind of nightmare. Kyrie slowly stood up. Bum, bum, bum. Then she looked at Jessica, noticed the several meters between them, and realized just how far that blast of wind had sent her flying. They can't back down, yeah. Yo, Kyrie just told her whole backstory and love for Rudolph. Next we'll be about to be killed by someone. by her niece. What are you talking about? The air around Jessica seemed to bend like a heat wave. It seemed to be enshrouding her fists. And it seemed as though something like a red magic circle had appeared beneath her feet. She looked like a western demon standing amidst the flames of hell. Ooh. Upgrade. Each time Jessica muttered, her fists were surrounded by pulsating, sinister red light. Those fists, which were even given off smoke, surely represented the iron hammer of hell wielded by demons. Kyrie dashed, yo, for real. Goodbye. I'm out. 100%. Kyrie dashed away with lightning speed. Yes, right now, that was her best option. She was smart enough to realize that pincing her cheek wasn't the best way to wake up from this nightmare, and by now, this came as no surprise. Oh, yo, Renove, okay. The homie. When Jessica muttered once more, a blood-red magical barrier blocked off the corridor. Kyrie slammed into it hard and realized that her path of escape had been cut off. Dang. Unlucky. No. She said, one strike, painless. Jessica slowly stepped forward towards her, enshrouded in flames. Each time her feet lifted off the floor, boiling steam hung around her footprints. This was a true nightmare. Kyrie clenched her head in her hands, shaking it over and over again. Huh? Ew. A nightmare, huh? Ooh. Snap. Oh. What? Yeah, what? A retaliation? Like, Jessica's neck twisted with yeah, what? Get off the screen. Jessica's neck twisted in an odd angle, and she staggered backwards. Her eyes rolled back into her head, as though she didn't have a clue what had just happened. What did happen? The demon stake was buried at an angle into her forehead. It pulled itself out of her, spun around, and became Leviathan and landed. The hole left behind and Jessica had spewed blood. Yeah, envious of their love? Oh, oh, it's a nightmare, so okay, that makes sense. Okay, man. The exact logic. Yo, I'm liking these tie-ins with other previous episodes and scenes. Even though she had taken a deep gouge to the top of her head, Jessica just stood there, convulsing and wide-eyed, and didn't fall over. The blood stopped pouring out her forehead, and her blank, doll-like eyes returned. Then she slowly pressed her own palm against the wound in her forehead. There's a sizzle, as though she had pressed a hot iron against it. It was easy to imagine that she was doing this to seal up the wound. If Kyrie didn't escape now, there would never be another chance. Nah, I can't do it, so... Power of love. Oh, man. Magnificent. Like... Yeah, she can't do nothing about that. Yep, it's very, yeah. Somebody contract with date demons. Yep, Jessica determined. Yep, she's getting upgrades. In response to those words, this time she did something to upgrade her body more. What? In response to these words, this time her entire body pulsated with a red light. She had upgraded herself with a defensive power that would ensure Leviathan's attacks would never work again. Yeah, we still will lose. Oh. Yep. Jessica slowly lifted her hand that had been covering her forehead, and there was no longer any hole there. The hole was blocked by barriers in both directions, and even the windows were sealed. There was no way out. Oh! Interesting. Yo, everyone here jealous. Leviathan's stake flew about at high speeds, ramming itself into the keyhole to that room. The tip of the stake had become a key. As soon as it was unlocked, the door flew open. What room is this? Both of them fell into the room and quickly locked it. It was probably Cross's study. Its soothing furnishings brought about a sense of nobility that Cross would probably like.
正常なんかしてもあいつは扉を一撃で打ち砕けるわ。キリエは自分で自分の棺桶の蓋を閉じただけよ。
でもね、棺桶の中で私たちにとどめを食らわせたかったら蓋を開けなければならない。
With dim eyes, Jessica tilted her head upon hearing Kyrie's words.
何言ってんの。その小さな部屋がどうしておばさんを守ってくれると。
確かにこの部屋は密室だわ。私たちの退路はない。でもね、あなただってこの部屋には侵入できないの。それが密室というもの。
Yeah, what?
そんなちっぽけな部屋にこんなちっぽけな扉一枚でどうして私から逃れたつもり。
With a confused expression on her face, Jessica looked wearily between her own burning fists and the door. Then slowly she sent that pulsating red light into her fists. She repeatedly enchanted her fists to give them the destructive power for the killing blow.
こんな扉粉々にしてやれ。
できるならね、やってごらんなさい。
Responding calmly through the door, which was the only thing separating her from Jessica, Kyrie placed a single index finger on it as if to hold it shut. Jessica slowly raised a fire-wreathed demonic fist.
さよなら、キリエおばさん。
Is this song? Never heard it. Jessica's fist slammed into the door in slow motion. It was the same kind of slow motion often seen in a special effect at the climax of a movie. However, it was no special effect. Jessica's fist really was slowing down as though it had been sucked in, like a spoon sinking into a jar of honey. That punch was no longer a punch. It was no more than a knock. What?
私は恋に対する甘えと傲慢から18年嫉妬だからあなたが寝たほしいの。あなたは私の忠告を受けて恋を成就させて美しい人生を歩むでしょ。妬ましいわ。女の一番美しい時間、あなたは私よりも18年も長く過ごせる。妬ましい。
Jessica tried to slam her fist against the door over and over again. However, as soon as her fist approached, its speed plummeted. She could barely knock, much less smash the door.
無駄よ、お嬢ちゃん。砕けろ。
With full speed upgrade, Jessica's fist moved at the speed of sound, 1,225 kilometers per hour. However, how long, dang, that's really fast. How much longer had Jessica been in envy to gain that speed? She had started to envy George and Jessica's relationship about 2 years ago. 730 days. 17,520 hours. However, she wasn't envious all the time. It only happened when Shannon started going on about George. With Shannon's shift about 3 days of the week, divided by 7 times 3, it wasn't as long as she would go on about George all day long. Her fondness words for him would only leave a mark on Jessica for about an hour, and only 1/24 of each day. 312 rounded. Yeah, rounded down. Okay. The number of hours that Kyrie had been jealous was 157,680. Yeah. In other words, it was a scant of 0.2% of the time that Kyrie had been jealous. Even 1,225 kilometers per hour, the speed of sound comes only 2.45 kilometers per hour in the 1 out of 500 world. Math.
わかる？あなた恋も嫉妬も足りないわ。
Even Jessica's sonic fists were no faster than the walking child in Kyrie's world. Jessica ground her teeth, and her fists still pressed against the door. If once, yo, for real. If so, ooh, that was kind of nice part of the song. Someone could have seen this from both sides of the door. It would have looked as though Kyrie was holding it shut with a single finger.
ね、この部屋は密室でしょ。ジェシカちゃんはせいぜいノックをすることはできるけど、中の私たちには指一本触れることはできない。
Unless she punches down the wall.
何それ。こうなるとこの密室ちと厄介ですが、密室殺人を行うのは人間には不可能。それが行えるのは魔法だけです。
Okay.
ジェシカ様が真に魔法を理解されない限
You're
り
not ready to break through it. Okay. Interesting.
もはやジェシカちゃんに私を詰めることはできない。やがて時間は進み、私がいつまでも戻らないことに気づいた親族たちが屋敷を探し始める。そしてあなたは観測される。魔女も魔法も観測されたら消える。悪夢の時間はもう終わりよ、お嬢ちゃん。 Yo, for real. Oh.
ジェシカがいきなり脱落なんてびっくりだよ。
Yeah, this is unexpected.
どうか頑張って。愛しのカノンのためにも。
さあジェシカ、愛を信じてどうか奇跡を見せておくれ。
訂正するわ。時間の経過を待つ必要さえない。だってここに内線電話があるんだもん。
Oh.
もちろん断線なんかしてないわ。私はこの受話器
Pick it
を
up.
取る。これが私のチェックメイト。
構築完了。密室殺人。
おや、有効ですな。
Oh, construction completed.
打撃伝達。間接攻撃力。
Oh, snap. You got your hopes up right there. Jessica's fidget was pressed against the door, glowed red, and then white hot. Yo! The blade's burning down. Jessica didn't even swing her fist. She just kept pressing against the door. However, Jessica's murder reached inside the locked room. Through the cracks of the study room, through the keyhole, burst of flames of hell. Oh my gosh, Jessica couldn't see what was happening inside the room. However, even there, on the other side of the door, she could tell that the flames had swallowed the entire room. Oh, burning to death. Oh man. Kyrie's smothered death throes could be heard from the other side of the door. Jessica clearly heard as Kyrie danced the dance of death amidst the hellfire, fell onto her knees and slumped over to the floor. Slowly, Jessica tore her burning fists away from the door.
そんなに嫉妬の地獄が恋しいなら焼かれてろ。嫉妬の炎で永遠に。嫉妬から学ぶものもあるだろうぜ。だがそれは誇るもんじゃねえし義務でもない。やっぱりあんたおごってたぜ、キリエおばさん。
Huh.
お見事な密室殺人ですな。
Yeah, dang. It's locked your murder right there, dang.
後片付けを頼むぜ。やがて見つかる遺体が黒焦げじゃあまりに申し訳がない。綺麗にしてやってくれるか。
かしこまりました、お嬢様。
Renove transformed into a gold butterfly and entered Cross's study through the keyhole, yeah. Then he had to cross his arms and think about how he should even start cleaning up Kyrie's unrecognizable corpse and this room that had ended up as a burning hell. Yeah, for real, like, room burnt down. He'll figure something out. She just found out of breath as she had been holding down on her chest. Her normal human glint finally returned to her eyes. And then she couldn't help but stutter at what she had done. Even if it had just been a trial on the game board for the sake of her love. Indeed. Bravo, bro. Okay. George welcomed Jessica with a crisp applause. Bito timidly tried to join him, but Jessica yelled at them and she stopped.
ゲーム版の上の話じゃないか。そこまで悲しむことじゃない。
理屈じゃ分かってる。でもだからって。
It's like, yo, still.
つくわけがねえだろ。お嬢様。カノン君。私。君のことが好き。諦められないよ。だから示したよ。私の気持ち。私。間違ってないよね。間違ってないよね。お嬢様。
As Jessica started to sob, Kanan held her quietly, and he realized that he would have to carry on the determination she had shown him.
何も間違ってないさ、君は。そして人の心を残し、苦しむことも間違ってない。僕はそういうことに対し少し君よりストイックだっただけの話さ。
誰もがジョージさんの境地に至れることはありません。しかしどうあれ、お嬢様はとにもかくにも試練を成し遂げられた。お見事です。その決意の強さ。
そういうことである。
Very, very true.
ジョージもジェシカも見事やり遂げたことは同じだ。あっぱれであったぞ、ジェシカ。今の密室殺人。魔女のわらわも見惚れるなかなかのものであった。
No, you know she liked that. Jessica had used magic to kill Kyrie, who had holed up inside a closed room. In that instant, Jessica had constructed a locked room murder, had it acknowledged by the demons, and raised it to the level of magic.
これで2人の試練が完了だわ。
さあ、次は誰が挑戦を？
ベアトリーチェ様かしら？
And she's the next one.
いやいや、シャノンかもしれないよ。
Yep, there's also them, yep.
ここはカノンの出番に違いないわ。
Who will be next? Who will get the chance to shine?
さあ、名乗り出てほしい。次は誰？誰が試練を？
魔女がゲーム版の殺人に起こしてどうするというのか。奥手も過ぎれば恋を殺すぞ。
お。
さあ次は
誰が恋の殺人を？
The three who remained looked at each other. They're like, so if the other two are going to spend a few more moments hesitating to raise their hands, I'll raise my own instead. All three of them thought the same thing. Yo. It's like, yo, are you gonna go? No, you go. So they all raised their hands at the same time. The ones they loved had already shown their determination. The ones they loved had already shown their determination. They had to carry on. I was waiting for that. I knew they were going to do that. They say silence. The fates of those who do. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna end it right here. I just gave up on reading that sentence since I messed up. Yo, yeah, I'm gonna end it right here, y'all. Oh, Rosa, long time no see. Yeah, I'm going right here. We're seeing the trial, see who's next on the trial list. As this episode we got to see, or this stream we got to see George do his trial, which was confronting Eva, an extension, Eva-Beatrice. This one, Jessica's roulette happened to be on Kyrie, which is kind of interesting considering how her thing is in her background with Rudolph and Asumu. And whatnot, that correlation with her situation or how she feels and whatnot. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. But Beatrice going in for father. Facts, yo. Father Battler. So it makes him sound like he's a priest. Something like a pastor or whatever. Yo, but... man. That feels good, yo. Having that off my ears. But yeah, this is a nice stream, yo. Thank you for tuning in for this. Yeah, let me end my poll. Yo, Gap in the end became victorious. It was like tied. Oh, it was 9 votes. Yo, nine votes. Oh, perfect. Someone's laughing at something downstairs. Something must be funny, but yo, interesting. Okay, we're pretty tied for a while there, but yo, yeah, I got nothing else to add. I was planning to play the Nonori game tomorrow, or Zero Escape, but my disc for it was damaged, which of course that would happen to me. So yeah, I have to return it or whatever, see what I could do with it, because the game wouldn't play. I put it in and it just wouldn't just play or anything. So you have to try and return it, maybe, hopefully get a refund. I guess since it was open, they can't do it. I'll see what I can do with that. But I'll probably just download it on the actual store or whatever and just download it through there. I wanted to say, oh, let me get a disc and stuff, but I was like, no, let me just download it, I guess. But the gap of that's probably what it is. It's the curves. Then she got that little slide like slit on the dress outfit. So yeah, tomorrow I'll see if I stream anything tomorrow. On Saturday we'll be back with Danganronpa 2. I'm gonna upload the stream that I had last weekend on Twitch and upload last stream onto YouTube tomorrow, and we'll continue on Saturday both on YouTube and Twitch with that. So yeah, I got the real disc, and of course the one time I actually get a real disc for a game, because I rarely do that. I usually just download it from the either game store or the Steam store or whatever, and that's what I usually do for games. I decide, let me get the disc for once, because I decide, it'd be kind of cool to collect stuff. I'm mad about that. That was just damaged or whatever. So I might try uninstalling it, then reinstalling it. Maybe that might happen. Maybe something happened in error, but because I was excited to play it. So yeah, maybe we'll get back to that next week. But yeah, if not, then tomorrow I have the Danganronpa upload. Saturday we'll be streaming it. Tomorrow I might stream something else. I have some other games on here, so don't play the DS. Make sure it's a PS version, PC version. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm staying away from no DS emulator, 100%. I've never used an emulator either, which would be kind of cool to do for something else down the road, for other games I want to play. But yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to go for the PC version. That'll just be easiest, just to have it there, and man. But yeah, hopefully we have that next week. We can start that up. And there's some other stuff I might play. I might play something tomorrow. I'll see. But I also have what games do I have on my desktop? I haven't played this game. Y'all can't see my desktop. There's The Letter. Someone asked me to play The Letter a while ago, which is like a murder mystery visual novel, which is kind of like, I guess, most things I've been playing. Danganronpa murder mystery, Umineko's murder mystery. I'm still stuck on this murder mystery on visual novels right now and whatnot. But yeah, I might play that tomorrow. I have the demo of it. The demo is free and it's only chapter 1, so I might play that tomorrow and see how that goes. I might play that tomorrow. Maybe not. I'll see. I gotta check out the preview for it again, but the version right now as you play the sections you've been through. Really? Okay, well that's good to know. Thanks for the heads up for that. So yeah, anyways, yo, that's all I have to say. Hopefully we'll be streaming that tomorrow. I'll see if it opens. I have it downloaded already, so let's see if it has any updates and whatnot and everything. So yeah, no Nuri games next week. Zero Escape. Danganronpa Saturday uploads on the channel. All the other stuff. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I have to say. And I'll also be back to playing Elden Ring this weekend as well. Probably on Sunday I'll be playing it. So yeah, that's all the updates I have on streaming. There'll be some other uploads on the channel as usual. And yeah. Steins Gate a try. Interesting. I've heard about the visual novel for that. I was watching the anime of it, then I just fell out of it because I got busy, but I might consider that too. Maybe I might play that. I'll see. But yeah, I'm going to end it right here, otherwise I'm going to keep rambling on and on. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your week if I don't see y'all in any of the other streams. Yeah, peace and out. Boom shakalaka.